Austin Humane Society workers are handling the worst case of animal abuse they've ever seen.
We opened the front door. As far as you could see were little eyes looking at you. This shelter has never experienced this size of a rescue.
Seeing the condition of those dogs is something that will affect me and I'll remember for the rest of my life.
We learned about the situation when the family contacted us and said they were overwhelmed with the animals that they had in their home. When we were given access to the house and the front door was open, as far as you could see were little eyes looking at you. We could not count the number of animals. There were over 100. Our jaws dropped. We needed help.
The Austin Humane Society receives a call for help. We're ready to act. In this circumstance, we weren't sure how many animals there were, but we were ready to do what was right for those animals.
When Austin Humane Society came up to the shelter and said, "We will take all of them," we were in jubilation. Everybody was excited.
While some of the staff went to Bastrop, some of us stayed behind and set up their cages and tried to be as ready as we could. What we weren't ready for was seeing the condition that they were in. When they arrived, we put them in their cages, and as we put them in their cages, we experienced what those animals were experiencing themselves and how they had been living for who knows how long. Their coats were matted. The fur was at least 3 inches thick with mats. The white dogs were yellow from being exposed to so much urine and feces. And the dogs were literally sticky from all of the waste that they were living in.
I visited the Austin Humane Society a couple of days after the last load of animals were transferred. Was very excited to see all the volunteers and the staff there and the condition of the animals and the grooming that was going on. And it was neat to see the animals again in a different environment than what we found them in.
We would not have been able to save the lives of these animals without the support of our staff, our volunteers, community members that came and brought donations, our veterinary partners, groomers, businesses, restaurants, Emancipet and Animal Trustees of Austin, and all of the support from the media and everyone that lent a hand to save their lives. The next weekend, we knew that many of the animals were ready to start their new lives, so we held an adoption event in their honor. Over 1,000 people showed up to give these animals a new life.
But they are obviously on our radar screen. We're going to have to closely monitor that residence to ensure that they're not collecting animals again.
The problem of animal hoarding is little understood. It's far more common than most people realize. There are over 3,000 reported cases every year in the United States, and at least 10 times that number that go unreported. It was such an honor to work with Bastrop Animal Control and the entire community to save the lives of these dogs. And thanks to the generosity of our donors, the Austin Humane Society is always ready to help transform the lives of animals who have suffered from abuse.
Over 30 puppies were born after the rescue, including this little guy. Thank you, our supporters, for saving the life of Petey and all his friends.